Hello everyone, and welcome to yet another day of some NGS replay, this time action. I'm going to be continuing with my daily replay cast, and today, our first series, because depending on how this goes, I may do a second one, though I'll be doing a best of 3 as my second series today. And series number 1 is going to be Surely We Scale versus Bad Rats. Now, I'm still playing around with the format a little bit about how I want to do these replay casts. It's something I haven't really done yet. Currently, the idea is 2 games, break. 2 games, break. Or if it's between series, we will take a break between series. So that's the idea for now. But without further ado, let's head into the first game. I do not have any map bans, so we're not going to be able to see any of that. Especially with there being some issues. And I found out it is playoff game specific, so should be okay for most situations. But we are in game number 1. Whoops. There we go. Trying to remember my hotkeys. But it is going to be Surely We Scale versus Bad Rats. And what is going to be interesting with this, so we are on Infernal Shrines. So overall, it's going to be a lot of AoE damage, is very beneficial. We see the Tychus already picked up by Tie-Dye Tights. Raven X on that Blaze. So overall, a lot of AoE damage coming out from Bad Rats, and not as much from Surely We Scale. It's really just going to be the Tassadar Ding Dong trying to get that DPS over the wall. Although I guess the Twin Cleave from French can help a little bit, though it is a bit harder to line up the skeletons over for the shrines. But now, looking forward towards this fight, they are going to be able to get first priority in mid lane on the side of Bad Rats. Simply just because they brought all 5 members down here. And Jet Propulsion is going to land. And in fact, they're getting a lot of stuns onto Logicala. Logicala will be able to use the Dwarf Toss to get away. Less than 100 HP, but will be okay. And in fact, it kind of ends up to the benefit of Surely We Scale because lots of XP got lost here. I believe those were the small orbs, so Raven X not able to get the entire value. And Lynx was able to get a decent amount of damage over to the wall as well. And French has been auto-attacking this entire time, already on 2 stacks if you want Axe, and that's actually pretty big. Swap teams? Ah, I see. Sorry, it's hard right now with the playoffs specifically, because there is a little bit of a bug right now. So it's, how do I call it? I can't look at any of the information of the map without spoiling the result. So I'd rather make those mistakes rather than knowing the result ahead of time, as it makes my casting bias. Well, thank you for that, Raven X. But anyway, Raven X going to be playing over on the top side as well versus Vinx. So gonna be interesting on that. And now we do have the Impale landing onto Logicala, but no follow-up. The Chastise is not going to be able to land. As both sides did get their siege camps, but the neutral siege camp is going to be claimed over by the Bad Rats. The artist formerly known as Surely We Scale for this game. But they're going to be able to clear this out. Pretty easy clear for them. But they do lose mid priority because of that. Surely We Scale, they're going to be able to get at least some damage over onto this wall. Meme's not going to be preventing the rotation from coming through. But they will be able to defend against this bot side siege camp themselves. So just a little bit of damage going back and forth. Extra XP for Bad Rats. A little bit of extra building damage for Surely We Scale. None of it's that significant unless it really starts stacking up later on. But just something to be paying attention to. And now Neum and French are both going to be getting started on the Bruiser camp. Vinx going to be helping out as well. And Kagamin Len and Ulysses. Oh man, it's this name. I'm always so bad at pronouncing that name. It's not even funny. Ulysses. The funny thing is, whenever I look at replays, I can do fine. It's when I'm casting live, I struggle. Oh, but they are going to be contesting, and they do have the Burrow Strike. Twin Cleave is coming out, but Neum taking a lot of damage. The overpower is coming through from Tie-Dye Tights. They will be able to steal the Bruiser camp, but can they get out? Logicala is jumping on top. Molten Flame landing. Tie-Dye Tights taking even more damage. Twin Cleave over top again. And Neum is at 66 HP and will die to the Bruiser camp. But now the fight is still going. Raven X now getting stuck. Shockray does deal a little bit of damage, but they're all going to be able to get away. Ulysses. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, thank you. Now, And with that, they're able to steal the camp. They're able to get a kill. And now they're going to be on this shrine. Already at 10 skeletons, that first move. Raven X is also going to be pressuring in the mid wave, so someone's going to have to deal with that. And that might be enough to just be able to get it for free. They don't have the level 7 talent here quite yet on the side of Surely We Scale, but they're well on the way towards it, so. But the burrow charge gonna come through from Memes. Not gonna land. The polymorph, however, did not accomplish too much either. But they are going to be contesting it, and Vinx will even land. But now Logicalia taking a decent amount of damage. Jet Propulsion over top. Phase Shift not gonna be out in time. But the Cataclysm over top, it's dealing DPS, but there's no one really to follow up on it. Level 7 talents are now hit by Surely We Scale. And Vinx able to have a decent Cataclysm, but there's no one is able to follow up on it. Molten Flame being used just to help delay a little bit, but end of the day, Surely We Scale once again able to get themselves a kill, and they're going to be able to get themselves an objective. The main thing to remember though, French is going to be scaling. The only person that infinitely scales on this in this entire game really. Although you could argue Shockray does as well. Up to a maximum of 200 though. I guess not infinite, but does scale up. So both the carries on Bad Rats will do more damage as time goes on. However, that is also true with the Scatter Arrow talent and the Master Assassin. So overall, I think the scaling does favor Bad Rats just because Zul'jin is able to deal so much damage the later the game goes on. And now the fight is coming through, fighting for that siege camp. They're able to get the stun, and the polymorph and just a chain CC, able to get the Anub'arak kill. Bad Rats able to get one back. Oh, but Raven X comes out, 3% jet propulsion, and now the fight is really beginning. French is being chased down by Ulysses and Tie-Dye Tights, both on top. And now French just going to be autoing backwards. And look at the damage coming out from French. Stacking up those autos already at 9 stacks. And once the French gets 15 stacks, that's the real major breakpoint. That's where the extra range comes in. And oh, Ulysses going to take a lot of damage from that shock ray. It is starting to stack up, 115 stacks already. And now Vinx also at the top, going to be able to push this in, get a little bit of extra XP for them. And the XP lead that Surely We Scale did have at one point has now shrunk down to basically nothing. It was never a huge lead either, to be fair, but it definitely is on its way down, as Bad Rats have been able to stabilize the game despite losing the first objective. And now they've stolen the siege camp, they've taken the neutral siege camp, and now they can take their own. Memes and Logicalia both kind of watching each other, but neither side's really going to play the aggressor. But now Vinx might be getting dove. It is hard to dive onto a Deathwing, not able to get any of that CC onto it. Makes it difficult, especially with Vinx kind of sitting right next to the wall. Now Siege Minion's going to be able to get a couple spears into the towers, but not too much damage done overall. But Bad Rats, they're going to send 4 players down to the bot lane. And Raven X will reset, so Vinx will be able to just chuck out the Molten Flame, deal a little bit more DPS over to that cannon tower. And every little bit adds up. Both sides now level 10 as Vinx takes flight, so could potentially be looking to swap lanes. And it would make sense to go bot side right now. The shrine is spawning towards the mid, but Vinx decides to just heal up and go back to the top side. We'll use the Molten Flame just to clear out the wave, as both sides also go towards their Bruiser camp. Logicalia was considering going to bot side. There is a decent sized wave to collect just for the soak. And for this map, it is more forgivable to be a little bit late to the objective. It does take a long time to take the shrine. And while they can get some extra skeletons first, does put Surely We Scale at an advantage, it is something that they can come back from and still win the objective. Now Memes will get the Impale on it too, Logicalia and Neum. And now the fight really begins. Tie-Dye Tights is going to get stunned. Shockray over top as well. And the Cataclysm over top. Polymorph, Molten Flame not going to get angled, but the Black Hole will continuously zone them out. And they were able to pressure out Surely We Scale and take control of this shrine area. And the health bars also favoring them. Luckily, a bunch of them still had the tap. Memes did come through. And now the Molten Flame just kind of zoning away. Ulysses is getting stuck, but the light bomb not going to land onto anyone except Vinx. RavenX is inside the bunker, trying to stay alive. Flame coming over to the top. Jet propulsion by RavenX and just going in and out of the bunker, dealing a lot of DPS that way. And Logicalia is trying to play, but not much to do. There is the cocoon. Logicalia will get out of the cocoon, and the Stormhammer lands onto 2. RavenX taking out solo, but will be able to get it with jet propulsion. Ulysses, you're on the wrong side of the map, but playing it perfectly, will dodge out, and the Mortar Punisher does get locked in by Surely We Scale. And Ulysses is continuing, and with the black hole, tie-dye tights, able to get it with the Odin. So much damage coming out over the top. And now French is getting jumped upon. Does still have that Taz Dingo though, so could be a dangerous situation. But everything said and done, it was a 1-0, and the objectives taken by Surely We Scale. Very close fight, both sides. Either team could have won that fight, but Surely We Scale managed to get that extra little bit of a difference. And they're also looking to try and finish off this mid lane fort, and they will be able to. The Punisher will go down now, so no follow-up. But, the Stormhammer lands onto 2. And the force wall is going to get the kill. Tie-dye tights will go down. And most importantly, French, now at the 15 stacks, has that extra range. And that's really what you want when you're playing on that Zul'jin. And now they have an extra member, just like last time. Even if they're behind a talent, 4v5, they can definitely walk up to the siege camp and just steal it away. Now the Scatter Arrows talent for Ulysses is finished, but they're able to land the Stormhammer onto Ulysses. Will just jump over the wall and will be okay, but a bit of a dangerous situation for the Hanzo. Now Vinx definitely wants to take flight, is quite low, but there's no real pressure onto Vinx's life right now. We'll be able to just use some cooldowns and just clear out the wave before taking flight. So they did lose 2 forts overall. The building advantage is heavily in favor of Surely We Scale. But now the fight is coming through. The force wall was in perfect timing. But the double stun and the Dragon Arrow, they're able to burst out Neum. And French is in the cocoon. French will respawn, but the Oil Slick just slowing French down. RavenX will take more damage from the Shock Ray. But overall, 1-0, but that's the healer removed. Now Logicalia is on the Muradin, so we'll be able to heal back up a little bit. Could help buy a little bit of time. And French just dealing a lot of damage. With that extra range, French is able to deal so much, but they're able to land the root on the bottom side, and that's an extra kill. All 5 are now going to be pushing onto this bot lane fort. The lead is really starting to grow. Almost a full level lead now for Surely We Scale, and once they take down this fort, it's only going to continue growing. Passive XP now coming in. All 3 waves now going to be pushing for them. Commandeer Odin has been finished, so not going to be anything extra for that. As the Twin Cleave still at 16 stacks, so no double Twin Cleave quite yet. But the auto attacks are coming through and able to reach quite far over the wall. The attack speed slow. Very annoying from the Oil Slick, but RavenX going to be able to just kind of get in French's way with that. Now this time, Surely We Scale, they're going to be the ones that are stealing away the siege camp. I believe that is the first one they've stolen. But they haven't really needed them yet. They've been able to win just through team fighting on the objective. They've been able to amass a lead. They've been able to grow that lead. And have started pressuring across all 3 waves. Now the Bruiser camp will get finished off by Bad Rats. As they group together in the mid lane, trying to get their waves back in play. And this is going to be a little bit difficult for the Bad Rats now. When you're down all 3 waves, every single wave is going to be pushing into you. We can even see it, even in the bot lane. It's only that little bit extra every now and then that comes through in these waves, but it all adds up. And they have to play cleanup. They have to clear this out, especially now since Surely We Scale do have the level 16 talent advantage. Makes fighting for this so much harder. And I don't think they're going to be able to get level 16 in time. They may choose to fight beforehand. They do have Vinx getting XP in the mid lane, but now the fight is going to begin. Every single ability thrown onto Logicalia, and the Dragon Arrow over top lands on a 3, but no follow-up. Ulysses is taking so much damage. French just auto-attacking, has to jump over the wall. RavenX throws out the bunker, but does get zoned away. Now the Anub'arak is the only person in there, but does have the burrow charge to get away. And once again, Bad Rats able to have a very good start to a fight, but they have not had any good finish yet. And now the chastise does come through, does not land onto everyone. The force wall will prevent Raven X from being able to charge in. And Stormhammer lands as well. Raven X taken down so low. French just continuously auto-attacking over top, dealing so much damage, but not enough to get any of these kills. Level 16, however, is now hit, so the talent advantage has been brought back. And look at the damage onto Kagamine Len. Or Kagamine Len. I'm not sure how to pronounce that, but Ulysses is also going to be taking a lot of damage. And they're just continuously zoning. 38, though, on the side of Shinobi Scale. They just need one more skeleton, and they will be able to get it. But will they be able to survive? And Tie-Dye Tights is taken down, but the ultimate is back up. Light Bomb thrown over top. Logicalia is just trying to stand on the backside. And look at the black hole lands across everyone. But only one kill back, and the Dragon Arrow is back up. These ultimates are being used multiple times per fight. And they're all trying to survive. Logicalia, oh, Ding Dong, not going to be able to hit Tie-Dye Tights with the Shockwave. Vinx will also go down to Ulysses. And once again, they're able to win the team fight. They're able to win the objective. And Memes now running down Neum, but will have the Blink heal to get to safety. But the main story here now, the Frozen Punisher is already pushing the bot lane. Still very healthy. And already onto the keep. This keep should go down. Neum is going to go into stasis. Will dodge on the Burrow Charge as well. Stormhammer will land on it too, just delaying a little bit. Every second they're stunned is a second they're not hitting onto your keep. But at the end of the day, it doesn't seem like it'll matter. The keep does go down. Frozen Punisher is still at a little bit below half HP. Avatar does come out from Logicalia. But look at the damage between the Punisher, Tie-Dye Tights. So much DPS will land, and Logicalia will get taken down. They're not going to be able to force onto this keep. But getting that extra pick off, that just gives them a little bit more of an advantage in terms of XP. And gives them more time to continue playing aggressively. Tie-Dye Tights is a little bit stuck. French now auto-attacking, but Leap of Faith will be utilized. Now, I saw on the minimap that there was a Bruiser Camp split pushing topside. And yeah, we did see. Managed to take down most of this top wall for the top keep. So, definitely, don't get me wrong, surely we scale. Easily the victors in this exchange. But it's a little bit something that could potentially open up a backdoor victory for Bad Rats later on. I think they will need a little bit more. I think they still need to try and get a couple more pushing lanes for them. Right now, it's only top lane that's kind of even. But mid lane is still quite healthy. Still has part of the wall. And bot lane still has its entire wall. Granted, the gate and small cannon tower are very low. But really goes to show just how in charge of the map Shinobi Scale have been. And how they're continuing. They don't see Logicalia, but Logicalia sees them. And with the stun, they're able to prevent the combo. But doesn't matter. They're still able to have so many more stun. Logicalia is going to run away. Black Hole does come through it, but the follow-up does not land. French just auto-attacking onto Raven X, trying to deal with as much damage as possible. Shockwave over top as well, and the Stormhammer lands. Do they have any kind of follow-up stun as well? Neum now in the middle of everyone, and will get taken down. Cataclysm over top, and the stun lands onto 3. Molten Flame will take down Anduin. And now Raven X is getting hit on, so is Ulysses. And they're all so low, but once again, Bad Rats just barely not having enough damage to cleanly win these team fights. 1-for-1 at the end of the day. Neum does get caught out. Raven X hits a pretty good jet propulsion onto both of them. But this was enough to allow them to take back their siege camp. Gives them a little bit more XP. Level 20s are now hit by Shinobi Scale, so decently sized talent advantage. And level 19 has only just been hit by Bad Rats, so will take a bit more time until they're able to match that talent here. Now, at the very least for them, the objective has not yet spawned. They are being given a little bit more time to kind of catch up to this. Now, neither side has a healer. Neum did just respawn, does have phase shift, but I don't expect any other fights to really get started until this shrine is activated, which is only 30 seconds away, but it is something. And now Neum just trying to push out these side lanes. Does have the phase shift, so can join into the fight later. The global presence is very powerful in situations like this. However, the pushing power for Neum just is not there with the way that it's this stacked up. Now, the rest of the roster is going to come through to the bot side and just help clear it out. But they're going to be so late onto the shrine. The shrine is activated. And immediately, they're trying to DPS as much as possible. Vinx not able to steal away a single one. but they will be able to get the mid lane pressure as well. So bot lane, at the very least, it's not immediately pushing into them, but it is going to be pushing back. Raven X going to get blocked off, and will use the bunker just to dodge away from the Cataclysm. Black Hole lands as well, and Raven X is caught in it, kind of stuck in the wall, and so many stuns, and yet another Stormhammer. But do they have the damage? Raven X still trying to survive, still tanking, but will get taken down in the end. The zoning for the rest of the team means no one can come to the savior of Raven X. And with that being said, potentially Bad Rats will be able to get their first Punisher. And 31 stacks now on Yuan Axe for French. So does have that double twin cleave. And that's going to be very big for them. It's going to be that extra little bit of burst. And every single fight has been just that little bit extra that's been needed to win. And being able to get it now will help out a lot. Now the Mortar Punisher is spawning. Vinx is going over to the bot lane. Double cannon wave now. So they do need to clear that out, reset it a little bit. And maybe they'll be able to get a little bit more map pressure now that their mid lane isn't going to be automatically pushing. The Bro Charge has been utilized by Memes. Will not get stunned by the Stormhammer. But that fort gets taken down very quickly, and this Mortar Punisher is still very healthy. So it is something they could try to look towards. French dealing a lot of damage at this point. Twin Cleave just landing over the top, trying to keep Memes low. The Mortar Punisher dealing so much damage onto the backline. Shock Rays as well. Ding Dong is now scaled. Tassadar deals so much damage with scaling. And now they're able to take down the mid wall. They're able to take down the fort. They're getting a lot for themselves. They're still losing over on the bot side, and that cannot be ignored, especially right now. There is a singular cannon wave, but it is a cannon wave nonetheless. Now Memes is going to go in. Light Bomb over top, only going to land on the Logic Cannon, but the Black Hole is preventing them. Raven X is in the backline, but Raven X is alone. There is an entire Cataclysm delaying, and the Lightning, or not Lightning Breath, Molten Flame going out over the top, and Raven X tries to go back into the bunker, but there was no bunker to go back into. Molten Flame going out over top. Niam going to go down to the fort. This bot lane fort is still there. Memes goes back in. Barely able to survive. That spell armor doing just enough. Now Tastingo has been utilized. And now the big red button has not been enough. Raven X will get taken down. Ulysses getting taken out very low. One more auto. Not enough. Memes also getting healed up. Kagavine Len able to keep everyone alive. Now Vinx trying to run away, but there's nowhere to go. One more hit. And the overpower from Tie-Dye Tights will be able to get this final kill. And it's a 4 against 1 now, but they are low. They do not have a wave. The respawn timers are quite long. This could be an opportunity for them to try to end. However, if there's one individual you want left alive, it would be Ding Dong. Shockray deals a lot of damage. Black Hole is going to be able to delay for so long, and the Black Hole is going to be utilized on Memes. Is forced to jump backwards. And with the little Scarabs, maybe it'll be more than enough, but they're able to land the Chastise. But the Burrow Charge does not land over top, and Ulysses taking so much damage. Ding Dong just trying to deal as much DPS over the top. Niam is now here. Logicalia is now here. Can they delay enough? Memes not going to be able to utilize that. The Light Bomb is now out. The rewind used by Logicalia, and Ulysses with the Avatar just trying to get run down, but not going to be able to. Tie-Dye Tights is still in range, and the Dwarf Toss is going to land, and they're able to land the stun onto both. Ulysses taking damage, but they don't have the DPS yet. French is trying to run in. Tie-Dye Tights is still alive. Stormhammer just went wide. Twin Cleave landing over top. Dragon Arrow does land over the top as well. And now Raven X is going to be here for the peel. It does have the extra bunker, and this chase is continuing for so long, but Tie-Dye Tights is still running, and still the Stormhammer lands, and finally will get taken down. The Cataclysm over the top, and now Raven X is on the wrong side of the map, does not have any teammates. May try to take the kill on their own, but French is just going to auto-tack them down. But your base is okay for now. Do they have anyone resetting for it? Yes, they do. Ding Dong will respawn, will be able to clear this out. So the siege camps are going to get stolen, and this bot wave is such a problem for Bad Rats right now. Luckily, this next shrine is going to be over this towards this bot side. So they should be able to get themselves an Arcane Punisher here and even out a little bit of this pushing power. Because once they're able to get even just the fort, it'll be a lot less passive push going out in favor of Surely We Scale. But it is scary for them. Only 25% health remaining on that core. The back door is not only possible, it is quite easy when the health is that low. However, this Punisher is also going to be very tanky. Now Ding Dong is going to start clearing away these bot lane structures immediately. Now Vinx already coming back to the top side. There is a bruiser camp. There is a bunch of cannon waves pushing in. So Vinx decided that they need to clear out this wave. And now French is also going to play for the siege camp. We'll be able to clear it out quite quickly. 44 stacks. That is 44 extra basic attack damage on top of all the breakpoints for that talent. Now the Arcane Punisher is here. Twin Cleave just dealing a decent amount of damage to Raven X. Just good, consistent poke. And they will be able to clear out this bot side fort. How much more can they get? This time the Punisher isn't quite as healthy. And it is all 5 members of Surely We Scale and only 4 members from the Bad Rats here. But the leap does land, but the Impale from Memes is also going to be able to land. There doesn't seem like they're going to be able to play for the keep, but this wall should definitely get cleared out for them. And once again, they were not able to take any keep. They don't have any lane where they have an advantage, but the amount of advantage has definitely shrunk for Surely We Scale. Now they got what they wanted, they got their advantage, and now they're going to reset a little bit. Vinx isn't here. This is a 4v5 if they do fight. And now Memes is going to get stunned up. Do they have any follow-up? The Polymorph as well. The Black Hole over top, but not going to be there in time. Ding Dong is going to get stunned. Light Bomb over top, only going to land on Logicalia. But the amount of DPS landing on Logicalia with that Dragon Arrow as well. And the Cocoon over onto French. The main DPS is going to be blocked away. And Logicalia will go down 60 seconds until that Muradin is back into the fight. French will mount up and run. And that's the scary part of engaging when Vinx isn't there. Vinx is a big part of the DPS and the control. But the bro charge by Memes is not landed, so very close still. This is an opportunity for Surely We Scale to try and build up their advantage a bit more. Maybe take down one of these keeps. I don't think they can end 4v5 without forcing an error from Bad Rats or Bad Rats making an unforced error. However, they will be able to steal away this camp. And that on its own is going to be pretty big for them. It'll give them a little bit more pressure. And this next fort is going to be in the top side. And how much is left for the top side? Not a lot. So if Bad Rats are able to get it, they may be able to get themselves a keep and an advantage in a lane. Assuming that Surely We Scale won't be able to bring it back here. Now the Molten Flame is getting used to clear it away. Ding Dong also using the Shock Ray and the Psionic Storm just to get rid of all of these minions. Bruiser Camp is now in auto attack range and Logicalia is back up. So the 4v5 advantage is now finished. Bad Rats have all of their members except for Neum, but Neum, oh, as I say that, Neum does reset and is ready to join the fight. Now, who are they going to end up fighting against? The Force Wall is being used. Raven X able to just sidestep the Shock Ray. Now, this could be an angle to fight. It is only just the siege camp. Doesn't matter too much. But it does seem like both of these teams, or especially Bad Rats, really wants to fight this. And Vinx just going to run up and take the free objective. Able to land the stun onto Ulysses as well. But it's not going to continue. Now Logicalia is looking for a potential play. It is Raven X. Going to be hard to go on to Raven X. And Raven X goes the other way and immediately tries to fight back. Logicalia is going to get stunned, but healed up. Black Hole able to delay. Dragon Arrow lands only onto Logicalia. Now Raven X is still trying to use the Jet Propulsion over top. And Kagamine Len is taken down solo. Just a couple more hits. The Polymorph and the Psionic Storm and Shock Ray will get the snipe onto the healer of Surely We Scale. And they have a small wave and they have the 4v5 advantage. Are they going to continue with it? They do have the HP lead as well. There is a well to tap from, so Memes is going to be healing up a little bit with that. And the Force Wall going to deal a little bit of damage, actually. No ultimates available for Surely We Scale. Odin and Cocoon is the only thing that's left. And on the side of Bad Rats, it's pretty much just has Dingo. I guess if you want to call it... Oh, but it could be an engage here. Raven X just sidesteps everything. But could have been scary. If that Stormhammer landed, that definitely could have been a dead Raven X and could have been the end of the game there. But Bad Rats just going to walk up top and take the safe objective. They do have push and waves. They're able to maintain priority really well so far. And I was saying earlier how it looks like we're going to take breaks every 2 games. I think we're going to need a break after game number 1. We're approaching 30 minutes already. And now Logicality just going to clear away that skeleton. And what is happening right now is Surely We Scale. They're going to try and get the push over in mid. They're going to try to get the push over in bot. And especially if you're Bad Rats, you have to be scared of this. Because your core is at 25%. Typically, the back door, it's kind of an all or nothing play. But when your core is at 25%, it's not an all or nothing play. It's basically a guaranteed win. If you can get onto the core before the enemy team is there, you will win the game. And I think that's what they're worried about. That's why they're sending 3, 4 members even. All 5 members are going to reset just to deal with this. Now, how much can the Frozen Punisher do on its own? It is one of those objectives. It doesn't really try to push so much as it tries to just hit everything in the area. Specifically, targeting heroes for the most part. So it should be able to get a little bit of poke down as the leap lands onto many members. And now that the push has been done, it's just going to clear away the wave. Not only going to get 1 auto onto the keep, so it does finish off the wall. It does deal a little bit of damage to the keep, but definitely not what Bad Rats would have hoped for with that push. However, they are in this bot lane. They are going to be able to build themselves priority there, and they have managed to answer the waves back into their favor. So overall, even if it's only a tiny advantage, it is a small advantage going over towards Bad Rats. And when you're this far into the game, we're at 30 minutes. I believe my longest cast so far has been 34. So we'll see if this game is going to be able to reach that number. But 1 team fight is all it takes to end this game. And this might be it. As Memes walks in, does get stunned, and polymorph. And the black hole does go over top, but nowhere to go. Leap of Faith going to be more than enough to keep him alive. Only utilize 1 ultimate, though. That is just the black hole out of the long cooldowns that was used there. And Leap of Faith is a pretty long cooldown as well. So overall, it is a trade. The only difference, though, is Leap of Faith can help 1 player. Black Hole can take control of an entire zone. But Raven X does go into the jet propulsion. Not going to be able to land it on anyone. And there is no counter engage happening. Now, Bad Rats know they're losing out on the top side. This Bruiser Camp is pushing quite hard for them. So Bad Rats are going to reset and take this camp for themselves. Try and get the top lane pushing for them. Now, they have taken out the enemy Bruiser Camp. Still have their own camp available to take. And we are seeing Surely We Scale. Once again, they only have a small lead in terms of where their push power does come through, but they are utilizing Logicalia, aiming for Raven X. Will land the Stormhammer, but no follow-up. And this is a hard zone to play into. And now the bunker does come out. Light Bomb as well, and the Cocoon, but the Black Hole will prevent the Light Bomb combo from happening. Cataclysm over top. Dragon Arrow lands onto everyone, but Logicalia will get healed up. And the auto attack's going down onto Raven X, but Raven X, once again, Leap of Faith, able to keep Raven X alive. And the fight may continue. Logicalia is mounted up. Will be able to jump into the fight. Has the Stormhammer. Will land it onto Raven X. Not Ulysses. Maybe hoping for that target. And Raven X is taking a lot of damage from the Psionic Storm. But with the healer. And no, Ulysses! With the Scatter Arrow. With that level 16 talent just doing so much. And the core is getting hit. Is this it? And that's game! The cannons backdooring the base, and that's what makes it so scary to lose that wave control. As game number 1 goes to Surely We Scale. So now, with that being said, I wasn't planning on taking a break, but I do have automated ads set up. So I will break for 1 game, and when we come back, it'll be game number 2. So don't go anywhere. All right, and we are back for game number 2
Commence combat preparations.
between Bad Rats and Surely We Scale. And now, let's take a look at these two drafts. So first of all, where are we? We are in Volskaya. I recognize this place anywhere. Now, pretty similar draft coming out from... Or, I said that. But for a second, when I saw French, I thought that was Zul'jin. Don't ask how, don't ask why. I just did. But lots of long range for them. Anub'arak, a lot simpler engaged than Muradin. And on the side of Surely We Scale, it is going to be the Uther and the healer. And their DPS seems pretty easy to play as well. So I kind of like both of these rosters. Both of these two drafts. They both seem very easy to execute. And that's what I like seeing basically at every single level. Ease of execution means you're going to win easier. That's just how it is. Now both sides are just going to walk up into the mid lane, just going to auto attack and clear out these waves. As Vinx immediately jumps in, trying to deal a little bit of damage. So it might be a bit more of a DPS build onto Deathwing. I don't know too much about the talents, unfortunately. I will try to learn. In fact, replay cast, it's the best time to start learning about this stuff. Dragon Soul heals Deathwing for 5%. Oh, but we do have a fight starting to break out. Impale does land on 2. Stun is landing out over the top, and Corruption by French doing so much damage to the backline. Tie-Dye Tights forced to go back and tap in the well, but we'll be okay. Ding Dong is going to back away, but overall the map pressure right now is favoring Bad Rats. Between the entire roster, they're able to move around between the lanes a lot faster. And now Vinx is 1v1 against Raven X over in this bot lane. I don't expect really either of these two to win. I think eventually Raven X will come out on top. Just because Vinx is kind of... with a 30 spell armor, maybe not actually. But Vinx is a bit more reliant on healing from those health orbs. And the auto attacks from the Stimpak doing so much damage. But now the camps have started being taken. The fortification camp is going to get taken down by Kagami Len and Tie-Dye Tights. And on the opposite side, it's going to be a 3-person job for Bad Rats, as French, Neum, and Ding Dong are going to take their turret. However, during all of this, the support camp is getting locked in. Surely We Scale are going to be able to get this really for free. And it's going to be Memes holding on to that Bionic Emitter. So slight advantage so far. And I haven't really talked too much about the map. I usually do that part during the drafts, but with replays there are no drafts. Volskaya is one of those maps where the objective takes so long to take. And you can't go anywhere while you're doing it. There's no way to speed it up. You just have to stand on the point and hope no one tries to delay it. So I do expect to see both teams, I mean, at least somewhat ignoring it at times. But now Neum and Ding Dong are going to try and push back against this push, but Surely We Scale will be able to get themselves one free cannon tower, a little bit of XP, a little bit of added pressure. So good move for them on the macro. They don't get their siege camp, but they will be able to clear this away now. However, the control point is going to unlock as they're taking that siege camp. So first move is on the side of Bad Rats. However, neither side's really going for it, just due to the nature of how long it takes to lock those in. And now Ulysses not going to get hit by the Impale, so we'll be okay. And the cannon tower is going to get answered in the end by Bad Rats. And now Memes looking for the fight, not going to land the Stormhammer. As the Fell Flames from French just doing a little bit of poke onto Ulysses. And now is the fight going to break out? There is the Stormhammer, lands on a French, and that's the target you want. Logicalia is in the backline as well. Memes getting slowed by the Drain Light from French. And with the Fell Flame going to deal a little bit of poke damage back, but overall, I don't even think it favors either team. French can heal up with the life drain and is used to being low HP, but now Ulysses taking so much damage on the backline. Raven X does come out from the side, 5v4 for a little bit. Ding Dong taking a poke from Ulysses. And one more hit, but the Impale over top will come through. But now the Cataclysm, Ulysses is burning down, so is Raven X. And the Bionic Emitter forced out by the side of Bad Rats. And they will be able to burn down the siege camp with the Molten Flame. French just going to get a couple final hits. And somehow, First Blood does not go over during this team fight. And now Logicalia is going to be sitting here, is going to be finishing off, trying to get at least a little bit more time on this control point, but Memes isn't really allowing that, and neither side can really walk up. They're both taking their fortification camps, while the offlaners are just fighting for bot lane priority. However, mid lane prio is in favor of the Bad Rats, so they will be able to get a little bit of bonus damage onto those walls. Not even going to be enough to really finish anything off, but a couple autos here and there. It all adds up. But now, this time, they are contesting it, but Bad Rats are the ones that are currently in control, already at 50% on the point. Oh yeah, and incidentally, it is the multi-shot build coming out from the Vala, so it's not going to be this, either the auto attack or the Hungering Arrows build. It's going to be on that multi-shot. Now, Vinx is standing on the point, just jumping in immediately. And Tie-Dye Tights and Ulysses taking a decent amount of damage. The Corruption always deals so much damage coming out from French. And Raven X going to get poked away a little bit. Overtime has started, so they do need to fight. Both these teams need to try pushing them away. And they're going to be able to. Ulysses going to get taken down by the Corruption. Kagami led trying to survive. Will be able to walk away with 200 HP. But Memes is stuck trying to get over the wall. The last heal from Kagami Len is enough. However, they do lose the Protector. That is going to go over to Bad Rats as they're able to start sieging onto this mid lane. And now they've already taken out the wall and are looking onto the keep. The Protector is still quite healthy. And Ding Dong dealing so much damage to Memes, just kind of making sure they have to back away. And now they're going to take this Protector and walk it up towards the top lane. They have the Protector. They have Commandeer Odin. And they're going to be able to take down this wall as well. So, huge value for the first objective of the game. Now, the Protector is going to go down decently fast. Not too much time remaining. So, very good value utilizing all the HP and all of the time that it's able to stay alive. The Extendo Arm does not land onto anyone, but the amount of poke landing on a Tie-Dye Tights, honestly, they could have even tried to engage on that. With the poke that they got. However, their main engage tool is... Both of their main engage tools are currently inside the Protector. Now the Protector does explode, but being able to get the mid wall, being able to get the top wall, very solid play, very valuable objective for them. Now they are grouped as 5 for now, but where are they going to go after? That's the real question. The Bionic Emitter, that's going to be their play because they do have the priority in the mid lane. They have the priority in the top lane. So they're just going to be able to take this healing for themselves this time around. Should we scale, we're able to save 1 or 2 members in the team fight last time they had that. So now it's going to be swinging the other way in favor of Bad Rats. And so far, their team fights have looked really good for this game. And it is going to be the Horrify talent coming out from French. Not going to have that massive AoE damage. But the Fear is always so incredibly valuable just for the peel. And even potentially for the engage if it's a good angle. But the push is going to be favoring Surely We Scale on the top side. They have the siege camp pushing through. And who's going to be able to push in with it? That's the real question. Right now, they're just going to send French to deal with the defense. And they're going to send the rest of the roster to clear out their own siege camp. So they can get their own push in the top lane. Vinx does need to roam down. Raven X going to be getting a decent amount of damage onto these cannon towers. Will be able to take down one. Nope, very close. So both of these. Oh, no, one will go down. But Vinx, the entire team of Surely We Scale is here. But the Fear is going to help, but not going to be enough. Memes still taking a lot of damage. Pops the Avatar. And they're going to try just tanking it up. But Logicalia is looking for an entrance. But it is only 2 members. Logicalia and French. Logicalia will go in. Will land the stun, but no follow-up. Drops the turret before it's gone, and no, the turret will get hit over to the side of Memes. And Surely We Scale able to get 2 kills for themselves and the fort. However, Ding Dong will at least match the fort in the top lane, but definitely in favor of Surely We Scale for this play. And now they're going to lock out this mid lane. They're going to be able to get the push in their favor. But it does seem like they're prioritizing more on roaming back to the top lane, kind of making sure all of that is clear and ready to go. And they have cleared away this entire top side. They're going to get the push back in their favor. But kind of like I said last game, in favor of Surely We Scale, this time around, it is going to be the top lane pushing in for Bad Rats. Surely We Scale does have the bot lane pushing in, so it's really going to determine... So it is even state, however, it's not even in the lanes themselves. So whoever's going to be able to utilize the pressure more, whoever is going to be able to wave clear better in time, is who's going to benefit more from it. As Raven X is caught out a little bit, but we'll have the slow and the corruption over top. Raven X is going to get stunned up and fear the Horrify used, and Raven X will go down. They send all 5 members to the offlane, and the same play that Surely We Scale just used to take out Bad Rats was used back against them. Now the Cataclysm will go through just to use as pressure for this fortification camp, and they will be able to steal it away. And the XP lead that was there is going to get evened out. So now Bad Rats going to be able to play for this. Neum and Vinx are going to be able to push out this bot lane. Not going to be able to push in. It's still a very healthy wall. Vinx might be able to get a little bit of push. And with the Molten Flame, we'll start burning down the gate and a little bit of that cannon tower. Every little bit adds up, and actually this is going to add up quite a bit, especially since Vinx is also able to land just 1 auto attack, but that's all that's really needed. Now the siege camp is going to get taken down by Surely We Scale, but once again, the Bionic Emitter, a second one now, going in favor of the Bad Rats. It's going to be picked up by Ding Dong. Everyone else already has an item. And now the fight for the Protector has begun. French and Neum are going to get started onto this control point, and they are holding it. So now Surely We Scale. They do need to walk forward if they want to contest onto this. However, Raven X already has a push mid. They could elect just to rotate down, but Vinx is already ready for it. Will land coming down from flight just to prevent that extra macro opportunity from presenting itself for Surely We Scale. Now all 5 members, all 10 members really in this game are up here. But who's going to make the first move? Vinx spots out Raven X. They're not going to be able to make a play from over the wall. Always difficult for a Blaze anyway. But we are at 68%. Control point does need to be retaken, but they've been able to push them away quite a bit. And now Vinx able to take flight once again and can really decide where to land. Grenades are landing from both sides. Level 16 on both teams. Now Logicalia is going to get stunned and chains CC'd quite a bit. Ancestor Healing is utilized. But now Tie-Dye Tights is kind of caught out on the wrong side and on the wrong area. Now Memes also getting taken down. Will throw out the Avatar. Is trying to survive. Ding Dong, throw down your Bionic Emitter. The healing is needed. Oh, never mind. Ding Dong knows what's needed, and that's not healing. They're able to get down too. And now Raven X is going to get stunned up, slowed as well. And Logicalia waiting on the cooldowns. The landing is coming through from Vinx, and there's the stun with the Impale. A 3-for-0 in favor for Bad Rats. And they're not even going to take the Protector. They're just going to start pushing on this top keep immediately. Vinx is going to reset and come back to this bot lane. The infamous bot lane, the game number 1 for Surely We Scale. Now they have thrown out the turret just to help with the DPS onto this keep. They want to take it on this push, and they still have the objective available. And with the Protector, since they're able to walk into whatever lane they want, they could even just utilize it to take the forward and mid, or if they really feeling fancy, could attempt to end the game through top. I think that would be a little bit of an overstay, a little bit of an overpush, but to each their own, and maybe they could make it work. I don't expect that's the play they will go for, however. Now French is just using the Fel Flames, clearing out this siege camp, trying to find a good angle to hit all 3. It is a little bit difficult sometimes. Now Ding Dong. And, oh, I forgot the tank's name. Something Ilya. I know because I mispronounced that name for a full series before. But now they are going to walk it in towards this mid lane. Will use the Extendo Arm to disable this tower, as Memes is going to take a decent amount of damage from the Molten Flame. And they're going to walk it straight bot and just kind of clear out all of the forts that are currently available for Surely We Scale. This is currently the only lane they have an advantage on, and the Unstoppable does come out in time. French will get healed up with the Ancestor Healing. And now Memes is kind of stuck on the wrong side. The Corruption is landing out over top, but Neum is going to get finished off. And now the Protector is alone. They're going to be able to try and just DPS it away. They're not going to be able to get any more pressure out of it. as they no longer have their healer. French with the corruption dealing so much damage, and Memes jumps in, will land the Stormhammer onto French. I thought that went off to the side, but French is going to get taken down. The Cataclysm has been used, and now it's continuously a 3v5. Dragon Arrow will land onto Ding Dong, and with the conveyor belt will come back into the team. Ding Dong will get healed up a little bit by the Bionic Emitter, but that's a 3-for-0 in favor of Sherlouis Scale. I don't know what that voice crack was. But they're going to be able to push in, and they're looking to take down this wall. And now Vinx is buying a little bit of time. Logicalia also able to buy a little bit of time just with these stuns. 5 seconds on Neum, so it is going to be a 3v5. But it is looking like they just want to take down this keep. And once again, top lane is getting pushed in for Bad Rats, but the bot lane trying to get pressure on it is Sherlouis Scale. But Vinx has been able to block it so far. They're able to get the fear to Raven X, and Raven X will go down, traded for Vinx. But any kind of delay, any kind of fight, when you're the one defending, benefits you. And now, how much will this siege camp, will these siege minions, are they going to be able to get? They're onto this core. There is no fight happening. Kagami Land is going to reset. Will they be able to break through the shield in time? It doesn't seem that way. Kagami Land will be able to kind of direct their attention away from the core. But it was something to worry about. They did manage to get the bot wall and a good chunk of DPS onto this bot lane keep. So still good push for Sherlouis Scale. No core damage done, so it's okay that they were losing a little bit of prio over on the top side. They're going to be able to even it out now. However, the Bionic Emitter once again going over towards the Bad Rats. Level 20 is now hit for them. Level 20 is very close for Sherlouis Scale though, so not going to be able to really utilize this advantage, as the fortification camp is spawned up. So they're just going to use this advantage to kind of take out the Bionic Emitter and look at least towards this camp. Vinx is currently in fight, able to land the Impale onto 4, and this could be a fight. French will use the Horrify, and look at that, the fear onto Kagami Land, will use the Divine Shield to stay alive, but so much damage is happening over top. The Dragon Arrow lands on all 5 members. French will have enough damage to take down Raven X. Tie-Dye Tights is going to be next to follow, as the Cataclysm will get angled, does have the reach, and Memes one more auto, and that's it. That's 4 members getting taken down. Kagami Land will respawn, has that talent available, but that's still going to be 3 members. And Kagami Land, you're not going to survive much longer. Neum trying to run on. He needs one more auto, and the Horrify, the Corruption will get it down. And it looks like Bad Rats are going to be able to win this game. It was a 4-for-0 fight, as they are looking to take down Ulysses. Ding Dong actually might be losing this fight, but Logicalia will step in to help, and does not end up helping. They're going to try and ignore Ulysses. They're just going to look to end the game, but Ulysses will go down. The Corruption lands by French, and that's going to be game number 2. Bad Rats bringing it back to a tie as we head to game number 3, tied 1-1. And now there's not going to be any break. We're going to go straight into game number 3. So we are tied 1-1. And that just means that the series is really starting to come through. There have been a couple 3-0s in playoffs so far. But let's see how game 3 is going to go. So drafts are... Oh, there's a Nazeebo this game. So let's look what we got here. We have pretty similar stuff overall in the core. Logicalia going to be on the Muradin again. Neum, Rhaegar, Ding Dong, once again the Tychus. But French on that late game scaler Nazeebo, and Vinx is on that really beefy offlaner that can help a lot with the engage. Once that Entomb is available, it's a very powerful tool. However, on this side, very different draft as well. 3 DPS is 1 tank. It's going to be Zagara, Raven X on the Falstad, and Tie-Dye Tights on the Greymane. And they also have the Stukov in for healer, so it's a very different draft coming out from them this time around. And surprisingly, it's going to be a 4-on-2 start in the top lane. They are going to get spotted out, so won't be able to try anything funny using those Scarabs coming out from Memes. And the 4 stack will get matched by Logicalia here as well. Now they both see each other. The burrow charge is going to land, but now the fight is truly starting to come through. The lurking arm is going to deal a lot of issues for Vinx. Not able to use the Wraithwalk to get out of that. However, overall, the DPS is definitely favoring the side of Bad Rats. And interestingly enough, it is going to be that auto attack damage, frequent flyer talent. Not going to be going for Gathering Storm. So a little bit of a different build. It's definitely not a bad build, just not the one we typically see. But we also don't typically see a Falstad in the offlane, so that's kind of where that goes. Could work, could not. Just have to keep watching, and we will see. Now Ding Dong is going to be trying to clear out this bot side. Ulysses will be able to get the priority, and that's kind of expected. I think Zagara in general is able to kind of get priority over anyone 1v1. Super long range, so much AoE damage, able to summon. Just overall very annoying and very difficult to play into. And now Raven X also with the range advantage, able to get the priority over in this top side. And since Raven X will just get auto attack damage off of minions dying nearby, gonna be pretty easy to stack up in the off lane, especially if they're going to be double soaking. And now Memes able to land the Impale on it too, but no follow-up available. Ulysses just trying to do damage over the wall. The Baneling is dealing a decent amount of damage, but the Stormhammer will prevent it. The Dragon Shrine is available to take, but I don't expect either side will. But Logic Eye take a lot of damage, and with the Lurking Arm, going to be so hard to run away, but will be able to. 30 HP, Tie-Dye Tights, not going to be able to find the angle on the cask. So Logicalia will be okay. Chain Healing going to be helping out quite a bit as well. So they were able to win on the trade overall, but Logicalia will heal back up. And interestingly enough, it is going to be the Spider Jar build coming out from French. And speaking of French, French is flanking, not able to land the spiders, but will land the frogs. And Memes is stuck inside the zombies as well, forced to use the burrow charge defensively. And now they will be able to take back the pressure. And in fact, both shrines now going to be in the hands of Bad Rats. I don't expect they'll be able to actually summon the Dragon Knight. It is going to be pretty hard. Memes is watching. Memes is always watching. Vinx trying to lock it in, but won't be able to use the Wraithwalk in time, and will get taken down. Unfortunately, that little bit of a second stun is more than enough, but will get traded back. Memes is just going to blow up as well, so 1-for-1 trade over in this mid lane. However, the main difference is the shrines are now favoring Surely We Scale now. Nazebo already on to 48 stacks. So that's going to be a lot of health, a lot of mana. No real percent health damage on the side of Surely We Scale. Besides the Greymane, at least I suspect it's going to be the Cursed Bullet build. Well, the other ultimate could be used if they want to be a bit more divey. But I think it would be difficult since they do have the 3 DPS lineup. They don't really have the front line to do that. And now the Dragon Knight is available for taking. 2 members of the side of Surely We Scale are looking towards their Bruiser camp right now, so it is going to be difficult for them to defend it. Memes is forced out, and they will be able to secure the first Dragon Knight, so they're going to be able to take the Bruiser camp on the side of Surely We Scale, but I think the Dragon Knight is going to be able to accomplish more pressure. Now the gate is going to get taken down immediately, and the Dragon Knight will just back away, and it, in fact, starts immediately roaming towards the bot side. They were also able to take down the cannon tower, but not the entire wall. Now Ulysses able to get past the wall right before the kick comes through. Dragon Knight just dealing so much damage over onto this wall as well, and it does die quite fast at this stage of the game, so is expected to not go towards the fort, but being able to take down basically 2 full walls is very good as well. But will get spawned onto the Lurking Arm, but no pressure is to be had for Surely We Scale. So overall, good DPS coming out of Bad Rats, and any kind of advantage, and even just having the objective in their favor for a minute or two, that benefits them because French is going to scale. That is the danger of that Nazebo. The scaling is intense. The damage will go up for French as the time goes on, and look at all of these talents going towards those jars of spiders. Now Raven X dealing a decent amount of damage to Vinx, but will dodge out on the stun, but they still have a lot of damage. The jar spiders will land, and the zombies. That might be enough, and Raven X will go down. On the bot side, however, we saw that they were able to take down the Tychus. So it's a 1-for-1 across the map, just on opposite ends. So no real clear winner. However, the Siege Camp is pushing in with this bot side. Nazeebo is going to be able to get a little bit of pressure from mid. And in fact, the entire wall did go down in mid lane in the end. Logicalia is just going to be trying to zone them away. Does deal a little bit of damage to Tie-Dye Tights, but will take a lot of DPS. Cleanse forced out from Neum. As a Jar of Spiders is just running through, trying to clear away the Siege Camp. Bot wall will get finished off, but there's a little bit of kill pressure coming through. Vinx and Raven X. Very close fight. Now Logicalia just kind of trying to get rid of these tumors, trying to prevent the creep from spreading out on the spot side. And since they haven't been able to really get too much pressure themselves, they haven't been able to get the tumor spread out as far. And Raven X will, in fact, be able to solo out Vinx on the top side. Sorry for missing that kill, but that's not a kill you really expect to see. The offlaners rarely get any kind of solo kills. And now Ding Dong is going to be clearing out this bot side tower. And it looks like they're looking for the entire fort. And frankly, they should be able to get it. Vinx has respawned. The Gust not used in the right direction, but the DPS is coming through. And in fact, there's a Bruiser camp got stolen. And it's going to be pushing onto that fort as well. So they're not going to be able to take on the fort, but getting it down to about half HP. Pretty solid push. Pretty solid use of the map for them. But a half level lead, not even, a third level lead in favor of Surely We Scale is starting to grow. Now, as for the ultimates, it is going to be that Cursed Bullet, kind of what it was expected out of the Greymane. And that's going to be able to help a lot in terms of dealing damage, specifically to the Nazeebo, Leoric, and the Muradin. All three have very high base HPs. Now, Tie-Dye Tights is trying to get a little bit of damage done to the fort, but will get pushed away by Ding Dong. Logicalia now on the backside is able to land the stun onto Ulysses. Ulysses able to get yet another stun. One more auto, and the Wrathmaw is able to land, but Logicalia is going to be able to tank all three. And now the fight is continuing on. The swipes are coming through, but Ding Dong will be okay, but not going to be able to survive through the cocoon. Sorry, will be able to survive, but not going to be able to DPS through it. And now we see the ultimate coming out of Nazeebo. It is going to be the Ravenous Spirit, so requires the channel, but is going to deal a lot of damage during these fights, especially when the fight is already starting in their favor. Now Tie-Dye Tights is going to get stunned here. And the Jar of Spiders lands. And look at the damage dealt by these spiders. Tie-Dye Tights to solo. Oh, the Impale. Perfectly timed. Stormhammer lands as well, but no extra jar to be thrown out. It is 4-on-3 over on this side of the map. And now Logicalia is going to get hit, but the silence isn't there in time. The Dwarf Toss will be utilized. And Logicalia able to get away for now, but Ulysses just trying to deal damage over the top, and the 3v4 is hard. And Logicalia will be able to get away. The Bro Charge not going to be in range. The Jar of Spiders once again dealing damage, but the Dragonite has been taken. It's just going to be Raven X trying to defend against it. But let's watch towards the fight instead. Logicalia pop the Avatar, able to land the stun, and look at that, they have the Entomb. Memes is still stuck. Tie-Dye Tights trying to run away, but with the healing coming out of Kagamine Life might be enough, and will be able to roll away into that invisibility. But the Dragonite able to solo out Raven X. Not a kill we see often, so solo kills going both ways for Raven X this game. And now Stormhammer not going to land into either side. French going to utilize the zombies just to help push down onto this fort. But that's not where the primary push is, and that's something they need to start addressing on the side of Surely We Scale. There is a Dragonite pushing onto the top wall even. Oh, for the keep, but the fight has broken out. Stormhammer lands onto two, but the Cursed Bullet also lands, and the Lurking Guard able to keep both of them silenced, and that's a double kill. Going for Surely We Scale. A little bit disjointed with the frontline and the DPSs. Now Dragonite is going to get taken down low, and Raven X not going to dive on a Ding Dong, but will be able to get this shoved in, and they're going to be able to hold on to this lead. But that's going to be the extra fort for Bad Rats. And with the wall damage as well, it's going to be pretty big for them. Vinx is going to respawn now. Does have the Entomb available if they want to use that, and the Entomb does land onto Kagamine Len, but who's going to be doing the fight? Ancestral Healing not coming out of time. Kagamine Len is taking out super low. The swipes are trying to come through. Ding Dong with the overpower is trying to survive as well, but will not be able to, and now French is getting jumped on as well. Their healer is currently in the cocoon, trying to buy time. French does have the stasis, and the Wrathmaw coming out over top as well. But Logicalia is back. Ulysses at 150 HP will get taken down by French. Ravenous Spirit just DPSing over the top. And all of that coming out through the top. Logicalia is looking towards Raven X. Not going to be able to find it. Does try to jump across. And now the fight is going to start coming through. Sorry, you're saying the volume's a bit too loud? Let me take a look. See? I think it's a bit okay. Yeah, maybe a tad. Let me know how this is going to be. This is at 4.8. Alright, so now Logicalia is going to be pushing down towards this bot side. The fort taken down so low, the zombies are going to be spawning, helping push this down as well. Another fight is starting to come through. Tie-Dye Tights is in this fight, and Tie-Dye Tights is getting taken down so low, but the swipes from Kagamine Len going to be enough to keep Tie-Dye Tights alive. But it's not going to be enough to keep this fort alive. The fort will get taken down. And that will be that. They're going to be able to get a second lane where they're going to be able to push. And not only is it 2 lanes where they have the push, it's the 2 lanes that have the shrines. So it's going to be that little bit of an extra advantage. It's going to take Sure Louis Scale a bit more time to be able to take back what they need. As Vinx able to clear out this bottom side. And we'll go towards these different kinds of objectives. We'll be able to take both the shrines, but can they lock in the Dragon Knight? There are all 5 members kind of positioned around the mid lane, and Vinx is going to run right past Memes actually, but Raven X is going to be hitting onto Vinx. The auto attacks, look at the damage coming out of Raven X. How many stacks? 29 auto attack damage right now for Raven X. But the side of Sure Louis Scale, they were not looking towards the top side at all. They have a siege camp. They have Odin. They have the Bruiser camp. And they're now pushing out through this bot side. And they're going to be able to take out... Oh, but Raven X able to get it behind. And the gust on all 4 members through the gate. And now the Ancestral Healing does not come out because of the cocoon. Neum trying to survive, trying to run away. And will be able to. The Ravenous Spirit able to zone everyone out. Ulysses getting hit by Logicalia. One more hit. One more stun, but the Lurking Arm over in this backline. Tie-Dye Tights just free hitting onto everyone. Logicalia, one more hit. Tie-Dye Tights will get traded back. But overall, so far, it's very winning. Vinx and Neum, the last 2 members left alive. Neum is going to get stunned, and the Lurking Arm out of Vinx. It is a 4-for-1 so far. Do they have any kind of follow-up? No, they do not have any DPS that is going to be able to catch up to Memes and Neum. And Memes does not have the DPS on their own to win this fight. They were able to take out the entire bot wall, and they were able to take out the bot fort, or to take half HP onto this bot keep, but that is it. However, Sure Louis Scale will be able to take the Dragon Knight. And now that we have a short lull, how's my mic volume now? Could someone let me know? Now Memes and Kagamine Len, they're going to start grouping down to this bot side. They're going to be able to even out this pressure, and with the Dragon Knight, they're going to be able to take down this fort, and there's still a lot of health and a lot of time left on this Dragon Knight, and Ulysses is going to be taking out this top keep in the meanwhile. Gonna take it down to around... No, it's just going to go down, I think. Maybe Vinx can get in time. Gonna be interesting to see. Gonna be very close, but nope, this fort will go down. Now in the meanwhile, mid lane, that's where the real action's happening right now. Memes is over the wall looking for the engage. The Dragon Knight taking a decent bit of damage from the overpower and from the cannon towers. All 5 members from both teams are going to be here now. Vinx might be looking for an engage. Does have the drain life onto the Dragon Knight. Not able to start a fight. Neither side is able to really push in enough. And the Dragon Knight not going to be able to land that burning flame. But Odin is going to be utilized ahead of time. And Ding Dong just going to be using it to push the Dragon Knight away. Make sure that they cannot fight for this. And as the kick will push Logicalia away. But now the fight is starting to break through. Vinx will be able to get away in time. And now Tie-Dye Tights is stuck. But Gus utilized, able to give Tie-Dye Tights an escape. And swipe into the wall. But the stun does land on Kagamine Len. And that's a target you definitely want to take down. And with the zombies, Kagamine Len will go down. Ding Dong is taken down low, but not taken down to 0. Logicalia is now on the back line. Tie-Dye Tights, 300 HP, and will get taken down. Tie-Dye Ulysses also with the Ravenous Spirit. So that is now a 3-for-0 in favor of Bad Rats. And Memes, nowhere to go, will be the 4th casualty as Bad Rats able to take the team fight back in their favor. And they are immediately running towards this bot side. They want this keep so badly. Now Logicalia is going to start clearing this away. They have a wave coming. They have the siege camp. And it is a little bit difficult taking these just because there is going to be that armor reduction as well. But this keep will go. And it looks like they're not looking for the bottom keep. They're looking to win the game. And there is still 20 seconds on some of the members. So it is going to be a short 4v5. But Raven X is quite strong. Has the gust. And will utilize this. And gonna be difficult if they want to continue trying to play for the win. Level 20, however, is on the side of Bad Rats. But will not be able to continue. Now French already at 194 stacks. 40 stacks on Frequent Flyer over for Raven X. But if they weren't able to end the game, they still got the core down to 50%. And that's going to be something that they can continue with using with them for the rest of the series. Or rest of the map. Now there's also 57 stacks on the side, or on the Taikas. So a little bit more time for the minigun activation for Ding Dong. And now Vinx is just going to be autoing onto this bruiser camp. And both sides are just kind of trying to get back in the rhythm. Level 20 now hit by both sides. There's no real advantage for either of these two teams right now. They're just going to push out what they can. Try and get their lanes in their favor. Will be a little bit easier for the side of Bad Rats, but not by much. Their mid lane will naturally push. Their bot lane will naturally push. But the top lane is even, and it's really going to depend on this fight. Logicalia not going to land the Stormhammer, but still the fight has started. Memes is taking a decent amount of damage. Tie-Dye Tights is going to get stunned, but the Lurking Arm will prevent it. Same with the Gust, and the damage on the Logicalia will get healed up by the Ancestor healing. Double charge as well. Vinx, however, is in the backline and will get taken down. Now Tie-Dye Tights is getting hit, but Ulysses is caught out with the big red button to get the final hit. And now Logicalia is low, chain stun, and the Lurking Arm prevents any kind of escape. Tie-Dye Tights is very low. French needs one more auto, but will not be able to land it. And they are continuing to push. It is 3v4. They're the ones on the back line of this, but they are looking to end the game here. French trying to get as much DPS done onto the core, but the stasis utilized in time. But they're still going to get hit. French trying to survive. 400 HP, 700 HP. It's only against memes now, though. The DPS coming out from French is so high. And with the Ravenous Spirit, we'll be able to get the kill back. But now Vinx is going to respawn. Does have the Entomb in 1 second, but no one to use it on. Maybe Raven X. And the Entomb will land. There's no escape. And Raven X is going to charge back in and will trade 1-for-1 with Vinx. So the game will continue. No one is able to win quite yet. But this is starting to get very close. These fights are absolutely on the edge of a hair to see who's going to be able to win. Now it is going to be shorter respawn times for Bad Rats, purely because the advantage of having that Leoric. So it will be the 4v5. It will be the 4v3 for a little bit in their favor. And now Neum is also going to clear out this top side. And with the passive push, the less members you have, the harder it is to maintain the push on all of these lanes. Now Logicalia is going to channel. The Dragonite has respawned. And all 5 members will be available for this for Bad Rats. Granted, all 5 will be there for the defense as well. And it looks like they're not aiming for the keep. They're aiming to end the game with this. Can they DPS the Dragonite enough that they can just win, that they can prevent this game from ending? It is at 48 HP, and it looks they need to fight early, and they're going to try doing that. The big red button has been utilized. Still a decent amount of time on the Dragonite. They're playing it slow, trying to let French get into this push as well. The Nazebo is going to be instrumental in this DPS, and Ulysses taken down so low, 300 HP, has to back away. And now this is where the DPS is coming through. The Entomb lands onto 2 members. Vinx is going to get healed up, and now that's going to be it. I don't think they have any way of defending of this. 60%, 12%, 10%. They're trying so hard. The Wrathmon lands onto everyone, but Logicalia is able to end the game 2-1 for Bad Rats. And you know what? Since both of those games were shorter, I'll do one more game. And then if there's a game 5, we'll take a break. So we'll see. You regret your hero choice? Completely understandable, Raven X. It was, you had a lot of really good gusts too. So it really was just a choice. You played it well. Just not very easy playing offlane Falstad. I think if you had like a more tanky front line, it'd be more doable, but a Nubarak isn't the tankiest tank, so to speak, you know? Anyway, let me just sip some tea before I get into map number 3. Oh yeah, sorry, could someone let me know, is my mic okay now? Because I did tone it down a little bit. I don't know if it's too little, too much. I've been cleaning today, so I might have gone a little bit too heavy on my soundboard, so... Okay, had my sip of tea. Let us get into game 4. Okay. So you're just telling me about the Falstad and you locked in Illidan. Okay, let me see the rest of the draft before I really begin going into this. Okay, no, Illidan makes a lot of sense. Okay, so Illidan, always good when there's a lot of auto attacks that are going to be coming through. And there is a little bit of burst damage on the side of Bad Rats, but not nearly enough that they're going to be able to take down the Illidan. Eventually, in the absolute late game, French, if they do go the Hammerang build, still waiting on that talent selection, might be able to deal enough damage. Same with the Shock Ray coming out of Vinx. I just realized Logicalia is going to be the one playing... Oh, they have really role swapped. Ding Dong is on main tank. Logicalia is on the offlane for the Vikings. And Vinx is going to be on DPS. I think the game needs to be adjusted. I think it is loves, but we'll look into it. But anyway, the fight is breaking out. Now they're both looking towards this play. So both sides have brought most of their members out in this top lane. They are going to be fighting. And now Tie-Dye Tides does get taken out decently low. Memes is getting hit a decent chunk. Ding Dong still trying to tank out in the front lane, but is going to be overall okay and does have the passive to heal up. So Raven X is also getting poked out a little bit by French. That's expected. It is going to be that Hammerang build. So now, Ding Dong trying to fight into Neum. And it is going to be, they're just kind of continuously grouping 4 members over towards this top side. So they're going to be able to pressure this out a little bit. And it's still early in the game. They don't have that much damage. So I don't expect they're going to be able to take down any of these buildings quite yet. However, it is still poke damage. It is still landing. And that is one of the benefits of having the Vikings. You're able to pressure and strange lanes. And now Ding Dong is going to be able to land the stun onto Ulysses. But Ulysses will be able to just jump over the wall. And will be okay. Now the Bruiser Camp has been locked in by Tie-Dye Tights and Kagamine Len. But the fight is happening over this top side. Memes able to land the Condemn onto 4 members. But not too much push is happening after that. Gabe's quiet, Mike's fine, volume down. Yeah, I think I'm just going to leave it as is for now, and then I'll look at the VOD and adjust from there. It's because I've been cleaning today, so it's a little bit off. But now, Ding Dong is taking a decent amount of damage, but will try to back away. Will survive in the end. That's what matters. Now Ding Dong sees Ulysses not going to be able to get anything else done, and in fact, it's taking a lot of damage. They could try to push on to Ding Dong, but Ulysses does have cooldowns. One of the weaknesses of Hanzo is the consistent DPS isn't quite there. It's mostly going to be that burst damage. Now Logicalia trying to push out this bot lane, this mid lane. Bot lane's all the way down here. But it is difficult with that Bruiser Camp, and the Bruiser Camp is dealing so much damage to this wall. Logicalia trying to DPS onto it, but it's so difficult. Now the fight is breaking out at the top side. It's going to be the first tribute spawning. Now the Siege Camp is pushing out top as well, but not able to get anything else onto it. Now Ding Dong able to get the damage onto all of them, but with Kagamine Len, we'll be able to heal back up. But now Vinx is caught out a little bit, but the stun from Ding Dong is going to delay the DPS. Will be able to get over the wall in time. So now Neum is going to grab the tap. Vinx does not have it, is forced to reset. But now Logicalia is here with Olaf. And Ding Dong is just walking right up into the backline. No fear at all from Ding Dong. And French is here for the poke. Has 8 stacks already on the Hammerang. 30 stacks, I believe, is the breakpoint where the extra DPS does come through. And now Ding Dong able to deal a lot of damage, just kind of being a nuisance over in this back line. Logikai is also sitting in the front. Now the Unstoppable is coming through. Now Memes is going to get stunned up. However, they will have the facial coming through. Logikai almost goes down on Olaf, but will be okay in the end. But they're poking out Kagami Len. Niam also kind of getting caught out here, trying to heal up. But now Ding Dong is in the backline. Will be able to prevent Kagami Len from locking it in. And they're able to get one kill. Now Ulysses kind of stuck in the wrong side. Will be able to jump over the wall with 100 HP to spare. But they're still chasing one more auto. And Ulysses will be able to walk away, level up in time. But Kagami Len also in a very sticky situation. One more hit, but the pulse healing comes out of time. Oh, but the Shock Rays will be able to get the snipe over the top. So huge victory coming out right now for Bad Rats. Okay, now all 4 members are going to be here over onto this fort, and they should be able to just push it down. Able to get themselves those 2 kills, able to get themselves those HP advantages. So even if they're not able to finish it here, it's going to be quite low. But look at the damage done to Tie-Dye Tights. Memes trying to zone them away to prevent any kind of follow-up onto that, as the phase shift does come through to heal them back up to full. And now Raven X in the meanwhile is just shoving out that bot lane. And let's take a quick look at our quests. 85 for Static Charge, 14 for Unending Hatred. So we'll be able to have a decent chunk of auto attack damage coming out from Raven. And Raven X is going to be able to finish off this bot wall in its entirety. So huge victory right now for Raven X. And the boss is already being started for Surely We Scale and getting matched by Bad Rats. So both sides are going to have bots pushing in. And ironically, both sides are going to have the bosses pushing in on the lane in which they were losing priority. So going to be interesting to see how well does it balance out. Level 10, however, is going to get hit by Bad Rats. And they're the ones that are kind of roaming up top. Flight going to get utilized by French with that little bit of a song, as they seek to clear out the boss. Now the tribute has just been taken by Surely We Scale, so 1-to-1 in tributes for both sides. Oh, and Baylog does go down over the mid lane. It is just a Viking, so at the end of the day, doesn't matter too much. And one other thing to point out with this talent, the Unending Hatred, killing the Vikings is a lot easier than killing a real hero. But I believe you do still get some stacks off of it, because I believe it counts as a quarter kill or a third kill, something like that. But now, a Ding Dong trying to jump onto Raven X, and this is where it's going to get fun. Level 10 has started, and it's going to be the hunt coming through from Raven X on the Illidan. Now Logicalia is trying to scout out the enemy. Ding Dong also sees nothing there on the bush. Ding Dong gonna face check and does find all 3 members. And now the polymorph does land, but Ding Dong is okay. And the Chastise does land on the Tie-Dye Tights. The Tie-Dye Tights just gets blown up. The black hole as well onto Ulysses, but the stun is there. They are able to get the light bomb. A little bit of a bug where it disappeared during the stun, but Memes is still alive, trying to get the fight. But Ding Dong, Chastise lands onto Memes and the Stormhammer, and one more hit, and that's a 3-0 in favor of Bad Rats. And they're going to be able to get themselves this kill. And now they're just going to start pressing onto this mid lane fort, because, well, that's really where you want to get the play done. They got Logicalia on one of the Vikings to be able to finish off the tribute. So it's really just going to be this fort that's left standing. Shockray not going to go onto it, but Ding Dong will be able to take it down with the Stormhammer. And in the meanwhile, Logicalia with Olaf pushing out the top lane. I'm still trying to remember their names. This one's Baylog. What's your name? Is it Frank? Fred? Eric? Close enough. I don't know why I was picking those names, but the Siege Camp now going to be shoving out the top lane and going to get a decent amount of damage onto these walls, really. As we see, the Scatter Arrow quest has finished off, as they do take down one of the Vikings. And Logicalia, the Olaf, is also going to get locked down. Raven X going to get even more stacks. 46 stacks already on Unending Hatred. So much damage, but now the team fight is brewing. Memes does come through, and the hunt lands on Niam, and that's going to be the Anduin gone. Ding Dong trying to run away. The Gust will get rid of a few of them, but not enough, as French will go taken down as well. So now it's just going to be Ding Dong and Vinx. Kind of trying to play over towards this top side. Vinx will use the wall, kind of zone them away, but overall they'll be okay. With the black arrows, there's not as much pressure coming out from this fort. And they should be able to match the fort take that they had earlier on the side of Bad Rats. However, the Vikings able to continuously pressure out on the sideways. Almost a 2 full level lead right now for Bad Rats. And I believe, like, I want to check the XP. XP total 16,000 coming out from Logicalia's Vikings. That's where the lead is coming through from. And it's entirely just the ability to soak in all 3 lanes. Now Raven X is going to get onto that siege camp, but how much does it really matter in the end? Because the tribute is spawning in 20 seconds. It's 2 for 2, so whoever gets this one is going to be able to get the curse. And this is the main team fight that matters. Level 13 talent is available for Surely We Scale. They are going to be down about 2 levels for this. So even though there is no talent advantage, 2 levels, that's where the stat differential really starts making a difference. And now look at all those hits. Ding Dong is going to land the Stormhammers, but with the chain stuns. And in fact, they're going to kind of block Ding Dong away with the force wall. Ding Dong gonna get silenced with the Wailing Arrow. And in the meanwhile, Raven X has jumped in with a hunt in the backline. Hard to watch both sides of this, but Ding Dong will get hit by the Dragon Arrow. The gust does come out, but a little bit too late. And now Memes and Tie-Dye Tights, they're trying to lock it in, but the Stormhammer is going to be able to delay it. And now the fight is continuing on. Raven X just diving on a French. Chastise is going to land. Power Shot not going to be able to, but they will be able to take down the Tassadar. Take down Vix, and French trying to lock it in time, but it's not going to happen. And in fact, now French might be stuck on the wrong side of the map. Going to throw out the Hammerang and actually dealing a decent amount of damage to Tie-Dye Tights. Will get taken down. So that's a 3 for nothing. And the objective won by Surely We Scale. So how much pressure can they get out of this? They already have a massively stacked wave hitting onto this fort that is now not defending itself. Level 16 talents, however, are available. Their top lane, Logicalia, able to kind of keep pushing this out. So it will be difficult to go for this any kind of top lane push. They will steal away the siege camp and try to push with this, but that's really all they're going to be able to do. And now, but they are going to be doing a double-pronged attack, hitting onto this top side and over this mid lane. However, pretty much everyone is back alive. Only one that isn't is French, but the black hole is coming through. The Dragono just barely goes wide. Shockray going out over the top, but going to be a little bit difficult. Ding Dong at around half HP. French is back up. I believe Flight should still be on cooldown. However, they've gotten a lot of value on the side of Surely We Scale. Just trying to take back this fort, trying to take back this wall. And in the end, they have been able to get it. The mid lane fort is gone. Top lane fort is gone. So the main objectives on the map, the main structures, have now been evened out. And, sorry, bro, but you're going to go down there. Baylog. Not going to survive long, as the boss is going to get taken down by Surely We Scale as well. But, again, it's going to get matched by Bad Rats. Just kind of doing a vertical boss trade, so nothing too special in this play. However, it is a slightly better boss. Oh, sorry, I just realized the bot fort did end up going down. So there is a slight advantage now for Surely We Scale. Oh, but Logicalia, Eric, run! Will go invulnerable and will be able to get out of the way in time. But that top lane is getting pushed in quite hard. They have the black arrows, I believe, available, but haven't utilized it quite yet. Now the stun will land over on the Raven X, and the Stormhammer dealing so much damage over the backline. And now the Blessed Shield does come through, but Ding Dong will be okay. The Hunt utilized as well. And the silence with the Wailing Arrow not going to matter too much because of the gust that was answered back. And now they're just trying to take out this boss as quickly as possible. Black Arrow's already utilized. Black Hole, however, does land onto Memes and will get Chastised rooted as well. And just taking so much damage. Iron Skin will come out now as Baylog going invulnerable. Raven X trying to deal with the damage. And the Stormhammer is more than enough to kind of push them away. But in the meanwhile, Olaf, the siege camp, and the boss are on this bot keep. The difference, however, is there's no one stopping it. But now the light bomb does land onto 2, and the Dragon Arrow lands onto everyone. And they're all going down. French, 100 HP, one more auto by Raven X. And that's a 3 for nothing. And this could be a game-ending angle for them. They only need a little bit more damage onto this keep. This keep is gone. Now they're on to the core. And what's going to be able to end first? Is it going to be Bad Rats or is it going to be this boss with Olaf? And that's going to be the real question. Ding Dong, how long can you delay? How much can you delay by? So far, the DPS definitely favoring Bad Rats. And they're trying to do it, but they're all getting taken out solo. Ding Dong just trying, but it doesn't look like it'll be enough. It is going to be the victory going for Surely We Scale. And we're going to a game number 5. All right, I'm going to take a little bit of an ad break / bio break / tea break. But when we come back, it's going to be the ultimate game of game number 5. And this is also the perfect time to shill my sponsor. Huge shout out to Candy Crush Saga for sponsoring the stream. Download for free today and hit the goals you'll see over on the versus screen. And any of those really do help me out a lot as a content creator, as a caster. So once again, thank you very much, Candy Crush Saga, for sponsoring this stream. And I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, we're back with game number 5 between Bad Rats and Surely We Scale. One thing I do want to say, I've been feeling myself casting today, so I've picked up a back-to-back. I will be casting Heroic Division right after this, between Fino, Nyofi, and Can't Connect Stuns. So, if you're interested in the cast, feel free to stick around after this series is done. If you're just here for this matchup, thank you for watching anyway, and I hope you enjoyed. But now, let's get into this. Let's take a look at the drafts, first of all. So, very HP heavy frontline for the side of Bad Rats. And what map are we on even? We're on Garden of Terror. So, gonna be a very interesting map. And the Mephisto is available for Bad Rats, and that's not a hero we see often. And then Greymane, Anduin, so pretty standard there. And honestly, both of these drafts are pretty standard. They have the 2 bowmen on the side of Surely We Scale. Well, bowwoman, I guess, for Sylvanas, but at the end of the day, it's going to be Raven X. Going to land the drag onto Binks and immediately going to be winning at least a little bit in that trade. Now Ding Dong just dealing so much damage on the backline, and it is going to be that Skull Missile build coming out for Ding Dong. So once those stacks are able to come through, going to be dealing a lot of damage. And once that second charge comes through, it increases the damage of all the abilities since it effectively lowers the cooldown. And now Tie-Dye Tide's going to take another huge chunk of Lightning Nova damage, as Ding Dong is just continuously dealing pressure, dealing damage. The siege camp is getting started right now by Surely We Scale, so but Logicalia sees it, and it looks like they want to invade on this. They want to fight for this. It is 4-on-3 on this side, and they're able to land the Chastise over in the backline. Memes is trying to survive. Tie-Dye Tights is getting very low, forced to run away, needs 1 or 2 more hits, but now Raven X used the Bush Stalker to get it, and it's all 5 members with all of the globals available, with the Brush Stalker and with the phase shift. What started off as a 4v5 turned into a 5v4. And now Ding Dong going to zone away the backline, but the siege camp will get taken down by Surely We Scale, and they are able to get that kill for themselves. So pretty big win coming through. Now Logicalia and Ding Dong going to be just kind of pushing out this bot lane, but it's going to be difficult because they're into the siege camp. And French is going to try taking one of their camps. However, Tie-Dye Tights is already on their second siege camp as well. So overall, the neutrals currently slightly an advantage for Surely We Scale. They're able to pressure it out a little bit faster. They're able to kill it a bit faster. And now Ulysses definitely struggles until the power shot talent comes through, where it's AoE, if they do end up taking it in the end. And it's still sitting on the talent. I believe it was level 4 talent, so depends if that's what they choose to go for. Scatter shot already at 4. But they're going to take serrated arrows instead, just to help with the neutrals. Now the first seed has sprouted, so let's see which of these 2 teams is going to be ooh, sorry about that, is going to be able to take this down. Now the Bruiser camp gonna get locked in, and it does seem like Bad Rat's just going to cleanly be able to lock it in for themselves. So first charge in their favor, but they were able to secure it, but that's the one that's really safe for them to take. And I believe typically the way that it's done is there's going to be one that's safe for Bad Rats, then one that's safe for Surely We Scale, and then it goes into the even one, and now they're going to be able to get the stun onto Kagamine Len. But with the cleanse, we'll be okay. The Brush Stalker comes out from Raven X. The drag is not going to land, and now they are going to have the phase shift. Will get cancelled because the Burrow actually cancels the phase shift if it's a bad positioning. So if you didn't know that interaction, that is a thing. You're able to kind of cancel the phase shift for your Brightwing, and it's a good thing they did, because while that is a position that the Dehaka could have walked away on, it is very difficult for the Brightwing to deal with it. And now Ding Dong just once again going to continue pushing it in. Already at 11 stacks on the Skull Missile, 9 stacks on the Scatter Arrows for Ulysses. Now the final siege minion will finally get secured by French. So they are a little bit behind in the tempo of taking these camps, but they can use this tempo right now to fight for this second one. And this second seed is actually in a more neutral place than I thought. The drag, however, does land, but they do have... oh, the Shadow Charge coming out from Memes. Memes is currently taking a lot of damage, but does have the phase shift, but the backline also getting hit by the Lightning Nova and the Skull Missiles. 22 stacks, already has the bonus damage. But now who's going to be able to take this seed? It is still a 4v5. Vinx just kind of trying to pressure out onto the side lane. And now Logicalia is trying to go for the fight. It is 4v5 still, but Memes at half HP. And now this is a good spot. Chastise lands on everyone. Skull Missile comes through as well. And Memes at around 300 HP. The Lightning Nova coming out as well. And French will be able to lock it in with the pounce. Now Logicalia able to land yet another Stormhammer. Tie-Dye Tights is trying to get away. Skull Missile will land. Same with the extra stun. And that's going to be 2 kills going over. Ulysses able to jump over the wall. They were able to secure the seed for themselves, but they lose so much in the process. They lose their entire bot wall because Vinx was able to take it, as we may see a potential solo kill coming through. And Vinx is in a very bad spot, won't land the life drain. And with the phase shift from Kagamine Len, going to be able to secure themselves a kill over the spot side. So 2 Fortune kills in total. However, the kill value so far has been very beneficial for Bad Rats. They've been able to get something off of those kills. And look at the damage dealt to this fort. The siege minions absolutely wrecking it. Barely 10% left, so that's going to be a fort they can take down later once they're able to get a little bit of pressure back onto it.
You do it now.
Now the second seed, or the third seed, sorry, has spawned. Each side has one. So this seed will not spawn the Garden Terrors quite yet. Not on its own. It's Ding Dong. 35 stacks on the Skull Missile. I'm sorry, but that is crazy. 15 on the Scatter Arrow, sure, but landing that much Skull Missiles is very difficult, as Memes taking a lot of damage on the back line. And now they're going to be able to get that kill. They've taken down the Mephisto, and that's the main DPS that's been coming through. And now they do have Vinx here. French deals a decent amount of damage, but not going to be able to do it. Vinx is going to get finished off. And another 2-for-0 in favor of Surely We Scale, as they're going to channel onto this seed, and they're going to take it for themselves. And with that, Raven X going to Brush Stalker all the way up top. And just going to be able to take out all of this XP. And there's so much for Vinx to soak if they can respawn fast enough. French is here as well, so they will be able to lock it in. However, it's level 10 advantage right now. And just like they engaged onto their siege camp this time, Surely We Scale wants to fight for this. But Bad Rats did spot them going in. Logicalia knows that they were there, so they're okay giving away the siege camp. But they definitely would want to fight for the Bruiser Camp. Level 10 is now hit for both sides. Top 4 did go down in the meanwhile. And Ding Dong able to deal so much damage, but will come back with that Shades of Mephisto. And now Memes does go in with a Shadow Charge. Has 75 spell armor, so very difficult to out DPS. And incidentally, it is going to be the Durance of Hate coming out from Ding Dong. I have not spoken about that yet. They're able to land the stun onto the backline. Ulysses going to get rooted, the Chastise, and the Entomb. Lightning Breath on everyone. There was the Dome, but it got canceled immediately. And now Memes taking so much damage. Ding Dong just stealing DPS like crazy over top of everyone. Memes is healing back up. Does get rooted by the Chastise again and will go down. Tie-Dye Tight still alive. Same with Kagamine Len. But no one able to go down on the side of Bad Rats. So that's going to be a 3-for-0 in their favor. And they were able to reset the souls onto Memes as well. As the next seed spawns, it does seem like it's going to be a pretty free one for Bad Rats. So we're going to have the usual 2-for-2 in seeds. Whoever's going to be able to get that 5th one, that's who's going to be able to get this pressure and potentially deal havoc across the map. Now French is just kind of wailing onto these as they do take their siege camp. And Surely We Scale also starting to take their camps as well. So overall, it is going to be 4-2 in camps for Surely We Scale, just because they were able to steal this one siege camp earlier on with their level 10 lead. And it's actually kind of an interesting position for them to be in, because they're going to be able to take this Bruiser camp, and it's going to help push in the top lane. But Vinx is in a little bit of a bad spot. Memes, they're looking for this fight, but if they go towards Vinx, I think they will be okay with that. Still silenced. Gonna use the Wraith Walk now. Gonna try to survive it. Is walking away. One more auto, and Vinx will go down. But that's all 5 members topside. And this seed is spawning now. Can they take it in time? Logicalia trying to keep all of the minions together. They're trying to run down Kagamine Len. Ding Dong is on the channel, but will not be in time. Raven X already down here, already able to help with this pressure. And now they're going to try forcing onto it as well. However, Vinx is going to respawn. Kagami land, trying to go on through. The Endurance of Hate does land, but it's only on a Raven X. But do they have the DPS with the extra healing? They do not. The Dragon Arrow comes out through top, Lightning Breath over top onto everyone. The Entomb keeping the wrong team stuck. Now Memes is going to cancel the Dome, and Memes is still taking a lot of damage over the top. Vinx is in a bad spot, will run away. Logicalia is still there, but Ding Dong dealing so much damage over the top. Kagami led 20 HP. Ding Dong just needed a little bit more and still damaging over top. 20 seconds on the next Durance. And the bottom fort actually goes down during all that. Logicalia does go in. Chastise does land, but it's onto Memes, not the target they want. And Vinx is going to be able to lock it in. And now Tie-Dye Tie's also going to get bogged by Vinx. And the fight is going to continue. Ding Dong still chasing. They do have the slow onto Memes. Got another slow, and Ding Dong trying to aim for the healer. But however, Memes is going to get taken down in the background. Had to delay to see if they would actually take down this Diablo. So they were able to win the team fight. They were able to get the seed. It's a 2-0. And they can start pressuring onto Keeps immediately. Bad Rats in a very good position now. And this lead is going to grow very quickly for them. Top fort gone. Bot fort gone. Bot wall for Keep gone. Mid fort not gone yet, but will be. I don't think they're going to be able to take out this Keep. It is still a decently early Garden Terror, so they're not quite as strong. They're not quite as tanky as we'll get into the late game. But getting the entire front side taken out and some of the walls onto these Keeps too. They got a lot of damage onto these walls. Might be able to get even more with this push. And yeah, they were able to pressure in. They do have the seed that disables the cannon towers. They will take out this bot wall, or this bot cannon tower, but that's it. And this top wall just going to take a little bit of damage, not going to get taken down, but that was an incredibly value objective take for Bad Rats. They're able to get so much out of this. Now French, Ding Dong, and really the entire roster, they're just going to come here, start pushing away onto these siege camps. They're going to take it back. And the siege camp is also going to get taken down here. Now Vinx going to get the mid lane shoved in as they are grouping towards the bot side. The next seed is going to be over here towards the top, so might be looking to pressure onto this Keep sooner rather than later. Ulysses is looking, not going to get stunned, will immediately jump over the wall. If that Stormhammer landed, that could have been bad, but good dodge. Will be okay. Level 16 talents are now available for Bad Rats. The bot wave is shoving in a little bit, but this first siege minion at the very least should go down quite quickly. Or not, never mind. They're going to be able to fight back in time. But now they're going to lose their own siege camp on this top side while Raven X is split pushing in the bottom. They do still have the full wall, so we'll be able to get pressured back a little bit as the seed is spawning. The first seed's not going to do too much. Surely we scale, they can give this one away, but they might not even have to. They are about to hit level 16. They have the bot lane push as their siege camps do get taken out. And the mid lane siege camps, there's not enough wave yet for it to really pressure too hard yet. However, it does seem like they just sent all 4 members, so they're okay to give up this seed as long as they can take down this fort. And it is a pretty smart play, because one seed doesn't necessarily mean anything. But taking out this fort, that's going to even out the passive pressure they had. So the passive pressure has been utilized to take down 2 camps and a fort. But now they have the pressure out on the top side. They're all hearthing because they know they need to defend their top keep now. And how much damage can they get? Now Ding Dong already auto-attacking onto it. Level 17, so it's even Talonteers coming through right now. Raven X is lurking from behind. And now Memes is in the middle of it all. Is going to be taking the Endurance of Hate. Does land on a Kagami cannon. And look, the damage from the Lightning Breath is going to get canceled a little bit. But Naim still taking down so low. And the Dragon are over top. Niam is going to go down. Raven X is being kited back. French going to get Shadow Charge into the wall. And it's just Ding Dong for the DPS is alive. Logicalia and Vinx trying to run away. But the Scatter Arrow will cancel that. Logicalia needs to get to the wall. Will be able to jump away before the Shadow Charge comes in. But now with the bot wave pushing in, it's going to be, again, a lot easier for Surely We Scale to play across points in the map. Now the seed is spawning. It's going to be 10 seconds away, 20 seconds away for the healer and the other DPS for Bad Rats. They're going to be able to steal away this Bruiser camp as well. If they're not contested on. They might choose to contest. Now, Memes is going to get slowed down a little bit. And anytime they can slow as the Durance does go wide. So they will have to give up this seed. And this is going to be the spawn coming out for Surely We Scale. And this could be their moment to even out the map state. Right now, they are still behind. Their top fort, very healthy. Their mid fort, untouched. But what could they do? There is a fight coming through. The Entomb does land. Memes is trying to heal up. Does have the phase shifts coming through, but not going to come out in time. And now Raven X has just come through, going into the burrow. Will knock everyone away with the unburrow, but that is going to be a pick coming through for Bad Rats. Luckily, was at 100 souls, so we'll be back into this push. They're not going to be able to get too much done in this bot lane. This bot lane will get cleared away. But mid and top, that's where the numbers are really being dealt right now. And they're going on to Vinx. Vinx is going to go on Supple. Has a Wraith Walk, but the damage is too high. The stun does land, but it's on to Memes. Again, not the target they want. So they will be able to clear away onto this Garden Terror in the mid lane as well. Top one, are about half HP. They were able to take down all the forts. So the game is now in an even state in terms of structural damage. And now French has respawned, so it is going to be 4v5 right now. And they're really just waiting on the on Vinx to respawn. Is using the Drain Life and as many of the abilities as possible to respawn faster. Neither side is level 20. They're both level 19, but Logicalia looking for the fight. Able to land the stun, but only onto Memes. Chastise does land as well onto Raven Neck. The stun does not land over through the wall, and the Durance of 8 lands onto the back line. The Dragon Arrow will cancel it, but the healer is gone for Surely We Scale. The fight is continuing on. Memes is trying to survive in the front line, but there's not enough time. Logicalia chasing onto Raven X. Will have the extra slow, will have the stun, and that is another 3-0 in favor of Bad Rats. Are going to be able to win this fight. And now with that being said, level 20 talents are now available for Bad Rats. They're going to start pushing out this bot lane, but they don't really have a minion. They have this one singular ranged minion. But they do have another wave on the way. It'll be a bit behind, and they do have the siege camp now to help push in. How much can they tank? It is 2v5. There are no ultimates available on the side of Surely We Scale. But a couple ultimates are now going to be up for Bad Rats. If they're able to land any one of these, could be very big for them, especially with the level 20s available. They're going to take this keep, so the map is back in their favor ever so slightly. And they're debating whether to go for the core. They're mounting up, but it looks like it's a split decision. Some want to, some don't. Now French is just kind of autoing onto it. Same with the siege camp. It looks like they might be trying to force the fight instead. And they're able to get the damage on it too, because the healer does come in as well. So Kagamine Len trying to run away. Will survive 300 HP with the blink heals. Able to get away to safety. And now the Dragon Arrow will land over top. They do have the Dome to heal. It will get canceled in the end, but the Dome managed to reset their HP bar so they can continue fighting. The Polymorph lands as well over top, and Ding Dong is going to try to continue fighting. And now they're able to land the stun onto the main target. They have the Mephisto, Ding Dong, and French gets stuck as well. Vinx going to go down. Lightning Breath taking down French as well. And now it is a 4v3. How much can they get down? Chastise does land on it too. Now Skull Missile going to land, but it does seem like they're just leaving Logicalia as Neum and Ding Dong run to the hills. Logicalia is still alive, just slowly building up time. And now it's going to swing back the other way. However, they have no wave at all, and they're much closer to their base. 22 seconds on Vinx's respawn, and should even be a little bit earlier. So they shouldn't be able to really pressure any kind of keep or anything like that. But they should be able to get this seed. They should be able to get a couple of these camps and kind of bring back their waves, because right now every wave is pushing hardcore into them. Now Vinx and Ding Dong trying to burst down this bruiser camp fast enough so Surely We Scale cannot take it, but it was never going to happen. There is the anti-major bruiser, and they're all just so tanky overall. Raven X going to lock in this top lane seed as the game continues. Now the siege camp gonna get cleared out very easily. I mean, was never really going to be a threat, just kind of removing it off the map. And now French has to deal with this bot lane. No one is there on the side of Surely We Scale, but obviously without vision you can't possibly know that. And the siege camp gonna get stolen once again for Surely We Scale. So map mostly in an even state, slightly benefiting Bad Rats in terms of the neutral push. However, the current push is definitely in favor of Should We Scale. They have the map pressure. They are positioned a lot further in. And they're going to try just taking out some of these, this second seed as well. If they're able to utilize that pressure to get 2 seeds, that's really going to be worth it. But again, we see this bot wave is already pressuring in. The Bruiser Camp is going to get taken down. French is walking up. Could be a little bit dangerous, but nope, they're just going to ignore it. They may look to try and get onto Ulysses, but one of the hardest targets to get on top of, able to just immediately jump over the wall. Now the Siege Camp is going to get stolen away, but that seed is definitely going to Surely We Scale. I think there's no question about that. Taking a little bit of time to lock it in because those little, I don't even know what they're called, gatherers? Those little plant guys defending the seed. They were getting in the way, but still 2-1 in seeds now for Surely We Scale. And if they're able to get a third, they should be able to get a lot done with it. We're already at 20 minutes. These objectives are strong. These bosses are very powerful. However, the next seed is on Bad Rat's territory as they're setting up a death bush. How long are they going to be able to wait? How long are they willing to wait? Because right now, there's no one nearby. Surely We Scale just pressing fully towards the bot side. Maybe themselves trying to catch someone out. As they're going from bush to bush. While Raven X is just going to be getting the extra priority over in the bot lane. Yeah, both sides just kind of hoping the other one walks into them. But right now, with this wave pressure, it is benefiting Surely We Scale. Because they're going to be able to get a lot of damage over onto this bot lane wall. And maybe even the keep at this rate. And they're still waiting. They're not replying for the keep. They're going to push in all the way into the bottom. So it's going to be all members just hitting onto this keep. And it's going to go down. They're all trying to reset. But it's going to take a bit too long. Now Vinx is here. They might look to start a fight afterwards. The keep is going to survive, it seems. But the fight does break through right now. They have the chastise. And once again, they're going to have everyone coming in. And look at the damage. The Endurance of Hate over top. Lightning Breath also dealing damage. It's a 2-for-1 so far. 2-for-2. Logicalia trying to deal damage over on the back line. They're able to land the Skull Missiles onto Ulysses at around 500 HP, but able to jump away. Are they going to get onto any non-tank member? Tie-Dye Tights is starting to get quite low. The Chastise, however, is landing as well. Ulysses still trying to survive. And Tie-Dye Tights, 180 health. Now Memes is kind of stuck, is forced without the team. Is trying to run away and just buy time with a Shadow Charge. Actually able to get some good distance. And is just clearly trying to buy time. As the next seed has spawned. And if they're able to get that seed, would mean a lot. And in fact, they're just going to ignore Memes. They're not going to chase around this Diablo. The Diablo has 100 souls anyway. The Diablo would respawn. So they're going to utilize this pressure instead. Secure the second seed for themselves. And Bad Rats with a very close team fight. Gonna be able to get enough pressure to get this. But the bot lane keep did go down. So once again, trying to do that death push. They just kind of gave away their bot keep. And now they are going to take down their siege camp. They're going to be able to at least have control of their own camps this time around. The map is in a much better state for them, even if they did lose their own keep. It's not going to passively push for them anymore. But in terms of the active pressure that's being emitted by both these teams, it's definitely evened out compared to the last set of seeds. And this one is in a very neutral location, so it's going to be available for either of these two teams. And I hesitate to say it, but I do think whoever gets this should be able to end the game. The only possibility is when it's this late in the game, everyone is so strong. Pushing down just one lane could be enough to end it as well. So this is going to be the team fight to end all team fights. Now all the members are coming down for Surely We Scale. And what I thought was going to be just a basic best of 5 has so far gone the entire distance. Each game being very neck and neck. Both teams looking to see how they can edge ahead. I know this is the final team fight that's going to decide it. So let's get ready because this is going to be the hype moment. Both sides, however, still hesitating to start the fight. Ding Dong is going to immediately go in. And look at the damage on the Tie-Dye Tights. But the teleport is utilized. But they do have the scatter of the week. And look at that, over the top. They're able to land the Durance of Hate, and they're going to just blow up the Dehaka and the Dome over in the backline. They're going to be able to heal back to full. The Dragon Arrow does come through just interrupted, but it doesn't matter anymore. They're already at full HP. And the Scum is still doing so much damage, but so is the Lightning Breath. And Memes, 400 HP, trying to run away, will get healed up. But now the damage being dealt on the backside. French trying to get onto this backside. They will be able to take down the Diablo. And it's going to be a 4v5, but it's a no-soul Diablo right now. French locking in those Garden Terrors. 4v5, is that enough to go in? Is that enough for them to win the game? It's going to be tight. They might be able to defend this. However, if they're able to even delay, the other Garden Terrors should be able to get a lot of damage done passively in the other lanes. Now the Polymorph does come through, lands on a Logicalia. And Ding Dong just trying to zone away, able to land a decent amount of Skull Missile damage onto the backline as well. And the Garden Terror is able to land with full HP. Memes is going to get stunned up. And now they do have the Durance of Hate over top and the Entomb to block the way out. And they're going to be able to get one extra back. So it is still a 4v5. Now the stun does come through. They're able to take back the tank. But now it's 33%, 29%, 20%. And they're going to do it. Bad Rats will win this game, winning the series 3-2. And just like that, the series is over. Bad Rats able to take the series 3-2. I gotta say, absolutely insane series. This is one of the closest series I've ever casted, and I've casted some very close series. You were not able to beat the record for the closest individual game. I believe that was in the Nexus division. We hit 34 minutes and 50 seconds. You don't remember that game 5 must have been a different series? Oh yeah, 100%. Game 5 never happened. But yeah, anyway, I'm just going to get set up and we're going to go straight into this next cast. Let me just change the logos up. Do you see this? No, you don't. Okay. But yeah, we're going to be continuing this cast. We're going to go to Fino and Yofi versus Can't Connect Stuns. If you'd like to watch, feel free. If not, it's been a pleasure casting your series. It's been a pleasure casting this entire series overall. Like, this was an absolute banger. And this is why I enjoy casting. Games and series like this is where it really comes through. Okay, got that. Reset map and scores. All right. And we are ready to go.